Most LiDAR use direct time of flight, which times how long a light pulse takes to return, which works great for these large buildings. But at short distances, those nanosecond differences
Dude, imagine like them making a bigger version of this and it can like track cars. Yo, we are already in the future. Do you understand that? We're already there. Even just like with this little diagram right now, it's just predicting what could be in the future. We're gonna have these big ass drones in the sky instead of helicopters. I hope it's like in 70 years, so like I could be gone and then y'all have to deal with it, cause
Just remember what happens on Earth stays on Earth.
no, we gotta check this out. I built a fully autonomous flying umbrella by I Build Stuff.
This is a flying umbrella, and today we're going to make it follow me around. This is version 2 of my flying umbrella project. Version 1 was built all the way back in 2024. I basically just slapped some propellers onto an umbrella and it somehow managed to fly. Except, as thousands of you guys pointed out, it doesn't follow you. What if you made the drone follow you instead of using a controller? Make the umbrella follow you. Keen to see follow you automatically. So today, we're finally going to make things right. Unfortunately, the current state of the old umbrella is, well, so we're gonna redesign everything. More reliable, more convenient, and most importantly, fully autonomous. I mean, what could go wrong?
We need people like this in our society, you know? More engineers, but also YouTubers, because this is fantastic. This is absolutely fantastic. I'm tapped in. Are you tapped in? Let me know down below if you tapped in. If not, you know what I'm saying, I guess you just not really here for the vibes, but it's okay. We get some knowledge.
If you're wondering what this is, let me explain my plan. Before we build the upgraded flying umbrella, we need a tracking system that can follow a person. This can be done with a camera mounted under the umbrella, a depth sensor or LiDAR.
People are in the comment section giving him, oh, wow, this is crazy. And he uses vidIQ, interesting. You should put a camera in where a hat that drone automatically follows you. Now attach a vertical LiDAR sensor to automatically regulate the height and the other sensors to detect people and make it follow you automatically. Ooh. There's a lot of smart people in this world.
A GPS, or even overseas teleoperators. No matter which method we use, it's going to take a lot of testing. Doing all that testing on a giant frame like the umbrella would be a nightmare. So instead, I'm building this smaller, normal looking drone to use as a testing platform.
What if you like put the air tag in your cheeks? You know what I'm saying? Just stick it there and boom. Now it's just following your ass everywhere. It's a hypothetical.
There was no reason to design a custom drone just for testing, so I reached out to Holybro and they sent me this frame. To control and stabilize the drone, they also sent me this professional grade flight controller. After plugging in the motors, GPS, and receiver, I was ready to start setting up the flight software. Apparently it's super easy and should only take a few hours. It's currently day 16 and
Damn! Hey, this is the cost of like trying to do like something that's gonna change society and shit. It's gonna take days, hours, a couple weeks. Sheesh, man. This is dedication though. I love it.
Took way longer than it should have. Although I did run into a few issues here and there, such as these misleading diagrams, the main reason it took so long is because I procrastinated. Hopefully this doesn't happen again for the rest of the project.
Procrastination really is a thing, bro. That's it's hard not to procrastinate, especially like when you have to do other things. It's hard, but once you get past that little hump, you be doing your due diligence.
You know the deal.
Okay, great. Now we have a reliable testing drone, but in order for it to autonomously follow a person around, we're going to need a few more components. So This is a camera module, and this is another flight controller. But this time, we have a slot inside for a Raspberry Pi. The Raspberry Pi's job is to process the camera footage and pinpoint where my head is in real time. Then it tells the flight controller to fly the drone towards this point so that it constantly stays centered. This should be pretty simple, but I only have 2 weeks to work on this project before school starts, so we're going to get some help. This is Hinson. He studies computer science at a relatively small university called Stanford, and he's one of the most cracked programmers I know. While Hinson starts working on the tracking code, I'll go and start building the actual umbrella.
Ugh, bro, doing all this, I know he's been studying this since he was like 8 years old, because he's moving. He's moving. Like, me just learning like how to like program stuff right now is just... It's really frying my brain, but this kid right here, he's tapped in.
Now, to make an umbrella fly, you need to put propellers on the sides, but the only solid enough mounting point is the middle rod. Yeah, do you have a solution? Yeah, what if we just connected the 4 propellers to the center using some sort of big frame? Well, we actually tried that last time, but the giant frame was just way too cumbersome and annoying to bring around.
It was an edit.
I guess you are right. If only if there... Wait a second.
Yeah, shout out to all the coders.
What if we did folding arms? I feel like this mechanism shouldn't be that hard.
Didn't he
to
already build
recreate.
that?
Let's make a quick test model as a proof of concept.
Oh, I guess he has to make it bigger for the extra components.
We also need the arms to lock firmly into place upon opening, but it seems like this mechanism has way too much wiggle room. But then I realized by simply...
Bro, I need to get me a 3D printer, because... But then if I get me a 3D printer, I won't be posting a lot of videos. Baby steps. But bro, there's people that can make like switches with like 3D printers. I ain't gonna tell you like how, but...
Changing the axis of rotation for this locking plate.
I'm not condoning it, by the way, but you know, it's just, the world is just very huge in the 3D printing world. You know, it's a disgusting place. It's a disgusting place if you let it be disgusting.
We get rid of this problem completely. After a lot more designing, printing, and testing, I was able to come up with this design. Now let's just put 4 of them together and create our internal frame. If you're wondering how I'm able to use CAD directly in my browser, it's because I'm using Onshape. You can try it out 6 months for free. Let's get the rest of these.
Actually, hold on. Nah, I'm not gonna go through the ad. I'll let y'all look at it later on.
Add some better ESCs. Let's get the rest of these parts 3D printed. Oh shit.
Nah, the SD card is absolutely
At the start of this project,
that was an absolutely unhinged transition. That's crazy. He just threw that in there like that. Hey, shout out to him, man.
You know the deal.
What the fuck? I was sitting there, I was like, what video am I watching for a second?
Using my Bamboo Lab X1C.
Oh,
Recently,
shit.
Bamboo Lab sent me their new H2.
This nigga got 2 ads in a video? Oh my god.
Maximum strength, but doing so. These hinges were designed to be printed out of
bro.
carbon fiber nylon for maximum strength, but doing so used to be a huge pain. On the H2D, however, you can simply dry the filament in the AMS-HT, and printing is as easy as pressing a button and watching it go. Thanks to its fully heated chamber and advanced filter, tough engineering filaments like CF nylon now print without any warping or smell. The quality of these prints is literally mind-blowing. If I had this earlier, this project would have been so much easier. The central hub we designed looks very cool, but with all these gaps and weird geometries, it required a ton of supports, which left rough surfaces upon removal. But the H2D has 2 nozzles that can swap within just a few seconds. This means you can print in multiple materials, and in our case, use support filament with minimal changes to print time. For advanced engineering projects, the H2D is one of the best 3D printers you can get. But if you're just getting started, Bamboo Lab has options for every budget and skill level. To learn more, check out the link in the description. Thank you Bamboo Lab for supporting my projects and sponsoring this video. These supports remove so much cleaner than
Absolutely disgusting ad. Absolutely disgusting. But it's some good filmmaking. I can't lie. See, this dude is dangerous because he can literally edit a video in such a way where it's like it's so fluid you wouldn't even know there was an ad unless you actually just paid attention to like what he was saying, because there's no other reason for him to give you all these extra details if it wasn't sponsored. This is absolutely disgusting.
the previous ones. Now let's assemble everything. Originally, I wanted to attach the umbrella to the frame permanently and create some sort of fancy collapsing mechanism, but we're just gonna friction fit it because I got too lazy. This rod sticks out a bit too much, so let's cut that off. Somehow the umbrella still works normally? Let's finish assembling the frame. All these little locking mechanisms are also printed with CF nylon and slid into place, and now we can just lock them in with some screws. Then I had to add 16 more small screws.
What did I say? Hold on, watch my pause game. Ready? Someone buy me an electric screwdriver. See that? My shit was immaculate right there.
Then I had to add 16 more small screws to attach rubber bands. I couldn't fit my screwdriver in the small gap, so I had to use this Allen wrench over and over, which took forever. But now we can finally start attaching the arms and of course do some great cable management. Now, when we fold the arm outwards, we can watch the rubber bands engage the mechanism and lock the arm in place. Nice.
Okay, isn't that actually crazy? And now it's
That's
like
actually-
the
it's
size of a
insane.
tripod. And I just go boom, 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 boom. How did I even make this?
Just like the testing drone, let's add the GPS, the flight controller, the receiver, and other various electronics. And now we're ready for our first test flight. Okay, flight test 1.
When I have kids, they're definitely gonna like do some shit like this. Like they're not gonna be just like the average dude, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna figure like some type of like scientific thing out, some engineering shit. Probably not the first one, but like the second one, most definitely, because there's no way you're gonna be alive and not like learn some tight shit like this. Like this man's literally building a drone that could follow people. What the nah, bro.
Complex folding arms hold up.
Cause like now that I know, cause I know how to do film, so I can be like, listen, bro, just put the camera up, boom, you got it right there, and then record that shit.
Or would they cause too many vibrations for the flight controller? We were about to find out.
No clue if this will work. First flight.
Cause he's using his vacation to do all this. That's amazing. And yeah,
It seemed like the propellers were spinning the wrong way, but since I had my laptop, I was able to quickly reverse the motor directions and... the drone was still pushing itself into the ground, so I did a bit of troubleshooting and turns out...
I can't reverse them in software. Let's just do this tomorrow. It's too dark anyways.
Wow, it's tomorrow already? That was fast. Jokes aside, I actually had to rewire and
Yo, his
resolder
editing
all
is
the
on
motors at
point.
12 a.m., which took forever, but now... it finally...
it's too heavy.
Maybe it's just a fluke. Let's try that again.
It's too heavy.
I don't know why.
After a bit of troubleshooting, I was able to fix the problem, and now... it was a bit shaky at first, but after using the GPS to set up a position hold, I was able to get this. And just for the fun of it, I decided to try attaching the umbrella as well. But let's save the full reveal for when the autonomous tracking feature is done. Speaking of that, the camera we chose earlier
got
requires
7
a
days
custom
left.
tracking code and doesn't work if it's too dark. So instead, we're going to use...
Wait, John, hear me out. This isn't your ordinary camera. This is a time of flight camera, and it sees in depth. Unlike a normal
Wait a second. Wait a second. That threw me for a loop for a second. I was tapped in and then he took me out of it. Like this was Doctor Strange or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, hold on a second, bro. Damn.
camera that captures light. This one emits light. Let's imagine the simplest scenario, trying to detect the distance to that wall. The TOF camera emits a single wave of light, which bounces off the wall and comes back. Now if you look closely, the returning light looks almost the same as what was sent out, just slightly shifted. This is called the phase shift, and by measuring it, the camera can directly calculate the distance.
Isn't that just LiDAR?
You might be thinking, isn't that just LiDAR? Most LiDAR use direct time of flight, which times how long a light pulse takes to return, which works great for these large buildings. But at short distances, those nanosecond differences
Dude, imagine like them making a bigger version of this and it can like track cars. Yo, we are already in the future. Do you understand that? We're already there. Even just like with this little diagram right now, it's just predicting what could be in the future. We're gonna have these big ass drones in the sky instead of helicopters. I hope it's like in 70 years, so like I could be gone and then y'all have to deal with it, because this is insane.
becomes super hard to measure. By using an indirect time of flight camera, we measure how long the light shifts, which works better for short distances and allows the camera to be much more compact. But what if you're aiming at something that isn't just a flat wall? Well, instead of sending a single beam of light, the camera sends light in all directions. Since the distance is directly proportional to the phase shift, we get this beautiful depth picture.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Now in theory, using this camera is a pretty good choice, but in reality...
Really, what does this even mean? We got a ArduCam uncone error.
Well, let me see if I can read it. ArduCam TOF camera example Python preview def by export camera error code Sophie error code Arduc unknown error. Press LS. I don't know.
Oh, would you look at that? There's absolutely no description of what an uncone error
By
is.
some miraculous
there it
miracle
is.
and by downloading a bunch of
What?
firmware that
Whoa,
we probably
whoa,
weren't
whoa.
supposed to, even the time of flight camera was now starting to work, and the tracking code was coming along.
Nah, bro.
Weren't sup-
Nah, there's no way.
Error
by
is.
some miraculous
there it
miracle,
Is that a titty?
and by downloading a bunch of firmware that we probably weren't supposed to, even the time of
That
flight
wasn't a
camera was
titty.
now starting to work, and
That
the
wasn't a
tracking code
titty.
was coming along together as well. Now it was only a matter of integrating everything together. That's not supposed to happen. Okay, so we had just got the TOF camera working, and I decided to hold it high up above my head to test it out. But as I was bringing my hand up, it disconnected. And from that moment on, this board just refused to reconnect. No matter who we asked, no matter what we tried, this thing was just completely bricked. Is it the Raspberry Pi that's broken, or maybe it's the carrier board, or maybe it's the flight controller, or maybe the cable broke, or maybe my laptop isn't working. After a lot of troubleshooting, we determined it was probably the Raspberry Pi. But even if we were correct,
Oh.
with only 6
$108, that's not bad.
days left and the 4-day shipping time, we were cutting it really close. While waiting for the Raspberry Pi to arrive, I took the bare frame out for a few more test flights to perform some PID tuning so that it could fly more smoothly. But as the days passed, I couldn't stop worrying about how this project would turn out.
Why is it moving like that?
Horrendous. Yeah, I think I watched the video. Wait, actually? Yeah, the one.
W fan.
This is our project number 2.
Little did he know, this alleged project number 2 was on the brink of collapse.
If this doesn't work, the project is officially over. Okay, guys. In 3, 2, 1.
Oh my god.
It works.
Well, it did something
Oh
different.
my god.
It did. I'm pretty
Wait.
sure. I'm pretty sure.
Wait, I think
I'm pretty sure.
I
That's what I'm
think
talking
it
about.
worked.
That's what I'm talking about.
I think it worked too.
It did not work.
What? What? Oh man. That's heartbreaking. That's heartbreaking, bro. Like, is he getting faulty Raspberry Pis or something? Like,
San Francisco. All customers should now be on board.
And just like that, the project was officially over. We
W-halation.
both had to go to school and we just couldn't afford to dedicate any more time. But no matter how busy I got, I just couldn't stop thinking about the project. So one day, I decided to give things another go. This time we're replacing every single component with a brand new one, so there should be no way anything fails to connect again. Let's go, it finally works again. Everything was
What?
going well at first, but when I tried to connect the only component I didn't replace, the time of flight camera, that didn't work. So I decided to scrap everything and try using a GPS system instead.
So now this looks like a bomb.
It actually worked pretty well, but the GPS was only accurate to about 3 meters, and getting one with enough precision would cost thousands of dollars.
It's just like not that good.
So once again, I gave up. It wasn't until half a year later that I decided to give this thing one final try. This time I
this
decided
man spent what is it, an extra, I'm not even gonna do the math right now. No, I will actually. No. Damn, I don't know, because I gotta do 30s and 31s and shit. Just an extra like half a year on this project. That tells you that you should never just give up. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take some time. Even if you think it's gonna be quicker, you know, it's gonna take some time for something to shoot off.
to bite the bullet and buy another top camera. Oh yeah, and Hinson's back from school for the summer now. Maybe the real flying umbrella was just the friends we made along the way. Despite a lot more trial and error and a lot more
30
struggles.
clips of me walking into this field, and then 30 more clips of me walking back with absolutely zero result.
Eventually, we got to the point where we were finally able to move from the testing drone to the full-on umbrella and test this thing out. As I started transferring all the tracking hardware from the tracking drone to the umbrella, I honestly had no idea what to expect. What was supposed to be a simple project ended up coming with so many unexpected and unlucky moments. In fact, I barely scratched the surface of what we went through. You can pause here for the full list.
Damn.
Yet somehow we managed to push through, and tonight, an entire 358 days since the start of this project,
It took this man a whole year to finish his project. Dedication, bro. I love to see it.
You know the deal.
That's why you shouldn't give up. Don't give up, bro. You're gonna get it.
we were now attempting to bring to life an idea that had first stemmed 3 years ago. If this still didn't work, I honestly didn't know what I was going to do. But sometimes you just need to ignore all the doubts in your mind and go for it.
Oh, sick. Wow.
Even as it started getting darker, we just couldn't stop playing with this thing.
Dude, that's so tight.
Yes, sir. This is what a
It's even going while it's dark.
In 2025, who wants the whole thing?
Dude, this is so
Now, I
sick.
would be lying if I said that this project turned out perfect. perfect. But at the same time, I would also be lying to say that this moment didn't bring us joy. I mean, just look at it. It's like a dream, a literal floating umbrella, just dancing in the air. I've been a perfectionist my entire life.
You know?
When we started this project, every single detail mattered. So when things went wrong or weren't perfect, it always felt crushing. But over the past year, I've learned that you can't let perfectionism stop you from finishing. Sometimes it's not about making something perfect. It's about making it real.
Walk over.
And once it was finally real, there was only one thing left to test. That's right.
He
This
used it
thing
in the
even
rain.
works in heavy rain.
Yo, that's sick.
This video took me forever to make, so I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe. With that being said, thank you for watching.
Yo, this dude's tight, bro. That was very amazing, very inspiring, very impactful, very good for like the technology scene too. Yeah, shout out to iBuild stuff, bro. You did your due diligence on that one. Shoot, final thoughts? I mean, shoot, that's the future, bro. We here. I think this kid's like, is he in college or is he in high school? If he's in high school, he's doing big things. But if he's in college, he's still doing big things. But it's just, you know, it's incredible. But shoot, when I have kids, they gonna get into something tight. But at least I'll explain to them like why they should dive into something. Excuse me. Dive into something different. Put some extra eggs in the basket. That's, you know, some good potent eggs and stuff. Carry that shit to victory. Not too many, but just enough. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe, do your due diligence, and I'll see you on the next one. Stay in your purpose too, because it's gonna work out in the end.